Welcome to the stage of shadows, the silent theater of endings and rebirths, where applause echoes not from crowds, but from the corners of your own heart that finally stopped bleeding. For those who never clapped when you stood tall, you have walked through the fire of betrayal, and yet here you are, breathing smoke, like its perfume, and turning the ashes of your past into a crown made of resolve. You have been burned and rebuilt in silence. You have orchestrated your own disappearance like a tactician who plays chess with the universe. Every step backward you took was not retreat, it was strategy. And today, the world will realize that the one who vanished did not lose. They evolved. You were called too emotional, too weak, too naive. But in reality, you were studying the pattern of chaos. You were watching how people move when the lights go out. You were memorizing their silence, their absence, their betrayals, because you knew one day you would build something so unshakable that their opinions would no longer matter. You planned your exit, not out of fear, but out of power. You left not because you were broken, but because you were done, trying to prove your worth to those who never understood what gold looks like before it shines. You left like a strategist who knew that silence is the loudest form of revenge, and healing is the slowest, most graceful form of victory. You deserve an Oscar for this performance, for the way you smiled when your soul was collapsing, for the way you kept showing up when every part of you wanted to disappear, for the way you pretended not to notice the betrayal, the lies, the shifting tones of voices that once called you friend. You deserve that golden statue, not for acting, but for surviving. Because survival is not quiet. It is an art form, a performance that demands courage beyond applause. When you walked away, you did not just leave. You declared your independence from the expectations of those who wanted to script your story. You tore the script apart and wrote your own lines in ink made of pain and persistence. You stood in the ruins of everything that once gave you identity, and you asked yourself, who am I without them? And the answer terrified you at first, because you realized you had been living as a reflection of everyone else's comfort. But then something in you whispered that this void is not the end, it's the canvas. So you started painting again, this time with colors no one had seen before, because they came from places only you had survived. You painted your wounds into constellations and your silence into thunder, and slowly the universe began to echo back the truth. You always knew that those who walk alone in the dark find light that others never see. You perfectly planned your exit because you refused to beg for space in rooms built on false respect. You understood that leaving quietly is sometimes louder than shouting your worth. You became your own architect, tearing down walls built by guilt and rebuilding pillars made of dignity. You walked away, not because you gave up, but because you finally understood that staying would have meant betraying yourself. That's what real strength looks like. It's not the roar of defiance, it's the whisper that says, I deserve better, and I'm willing to walk alone to find it. Your Oscar is not made of gold. It's made of every night you didn't give up. It's made of the tears you wiped before anyone could see. It's made of the resilience that kept your heart beating when your hope was bleeding. You earned this award not on stage, but in the quiet corners of your mind where you fought the invisible battles that no one will ever understand. You earned it because you chose to grow instead of seek revenge. You earned it because you transformed pain into purpose. You earned it because you refused to let bitterness define your story. People will call your exit dramatic. They'll whisper that you changed, that you became cold, that you stopped caring. But the truth is, you stopped bleeding for unworthy causes. You stopped performing for audiences that never clapped. You stopped explaining yourself to those who only heard what fit their narrative. You learn that closure is not always a conversation. Sometimes it's a silent departure. Sometimes it's a final message left unread, a final look that says, "I'm not angry, I'm just done." And that kind of exit requires the courage of a strategist, the discipline of a warrior, and the soul of a survivor. There is a sacred kind of power in walking away without announcing it, the power of reclaiming your peace without asking permission, the power of rebuilding yourself in secret, so that when they finally look for you, they realize you didn't vanish. You evolved beyond recognition. You became the version of yourself they never believed you could be. And that realization is their karma. You were never seeking revenge. You were seeking resurrection. And resurrection always happens in silence, far from the noise of validation. That's the part, free, because you stopped seeking permission to exist. So when you stand in front of the mirror tonight, know this: you are not just looking at someone who survived. You are looking at someone who conquered invisibly. You are looking at someone who wrote their own prophecy, who directed their own finale, who earned their own applause. You don't need anyone to hand you a trophy, because your existence is proof that you already won. Every day you get up and keep moving. That's your reward. Every time you choose peace over chaos, that's your acceptance speech. Every time you say no to what once drained you, that's your standing ovation. You perfectly planned your exit like a strategist. You deserve an Oscar for this. Not because you fooled the world, but because you found yourself within the act. The performance was not deception, it was preparation. You pretended to be fine until fine became real. You smiled until the smile became truth. You played your role until you grew beyond it. That's not faking it, that's becoming it. That's how warriors are born, quietly, painfully, beautifully. So here's to you, the silent strategist, the hidden phoenix, the artist of their own resurrection. You have earned every second of peace that follows, every drop of power that now flows from your stillness. You have earned the right to rest without guilt, to walk away without explanation, to rebuild without applause. You are not running, you are rising. You are not hiding, you are evolving. You are not ending, you are beginning again, stronger, wiser, and infinitely freer. The curtain falls, but your story does not end here, because your final act is not destruction, it's transformation. And when they finally look up, they'll see not the one who left, but the one who rose. You just earned your Oscar, right? And the best part is, this one can never be taken away. And maybe somewhere deep inside you still wonder if they ever think about you, if they ever regret what they did, if they ever replay the moments where they could have chosen you differently. But that wonder no longer hurts like it used to. It sits quietly in your chest, not as a question but as a lesson. Because you finally learned that not everyone who touches your heart deserves to stay in it. Some people arrive as storms meant to destroy your comfort, so you can rebuild your courage. Some people arrive as mirrors, reflecting the shadows you are meant to outgrow. And when you finally stop wishing they would change you, start realizing that the real change was always meant to happen in you. You see, you didn't lose them. You lost your illusion of them. You didn't lose love. You found clarity. And clarity is far more valuable than comfort. It cuts deep, but it cleanses everything false. That's why your exit wasn't a breakdown. It was a cleansing. You washed away the weight of pretending. You washed away the hope that hurt. You washed away the version of yourself that kept waiting for others to understand your heart when they were never meant to. The strategist in you understood that to win this game of life, you sometimes have to let go of every piece that no longer plays in your favor. So you learned how to walk alone without bitterness. You learned how to smile without reason. You learned how to move in silence, not because you stopped caring, but because you started prioritizing your energy. You realized that solitude isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's where the world stops distracting you long enough for your soul to start whispering the truth. And that truth was simple but powerful. You were never ordinary. You were never meant to fit into shallow conversations and temporary hearts. You were built for depth, for purpose, for impact. That's why people couldn't handle you. You were intensity disguised as calm. You were fire pretending to be human. You were born to shake foundations, not to decorate cages. And so you started building, brick by invisible brick. You started shaping the life you used to dream of when you couldn't sleep. You started showing up for yourself in ways you used to wish others would. You began to understand that no one can give you peace until you create it, that no one can define your worth until you live it. You stopped chasing validation and started attracting alignment. The things that once made you feel small now make you smile because you see how much you've grown beyond them. That's what happens when you choose yourself. The world starts to rearrange itself around your new energy. You became your own strategy, your own safety, your own strength. You learned that you don't need to prove your worth. You just need to live it consistently until even the noise fades in respect. You became unstoppable, not because you never fell, but because you learned how to rise with silence and purpose. The darkness that once terrified you became your training ground. The nights that once broke, you became your initiation. You emerged from them not fragile but forged. You became something unshakable, something rare, something they can't touch anymore, because it was built in the depths they never dared to enter. And now, when you look back, you don't feel hate. You feel understanding. You realize that every pain was a teacher, every ending, a redirection, every loss, a form of protection. The universe didn't punish you. It prepared you. It stripped away what you thought you wanted to give, you what you actually needed. It took people from you so you could meet yourself. It ended chapters not because you failed, but because the character you were becoming no longer fit. The story you were in, that's divine timing disguised as heartbreak. That's destiny disguised as disappointment. Your Oscar isn't just for surviving, it's for awakening. It's for realizing that you don't need to chase anything that's already aligned with your soul. It will find you when you're ready. It's for understanding that peace is not found, it's created. It's for mastering the art of silence, not as escape, but as power. Silence has become your greatest language now, because it speaks volumes about your evolution. It says, I no longer need to explain myself. It says, I've accepted the lessons and released the noise. It says, I'm not the same person who once begged to be seen, because now I see myself completely. You've stepped into a different frequency now. You operate from a place of calm authority. You don't argue, you observe. You don't chase, you attract. You don't seek closure, you embody it. You no longer need to prove your growth. It speaks through your energy, your decisions, your presence. You became your own peace, your own storm, your own legend. The strategist in you didn't just plan the exit, they planned the empire. And this empire isn't built from gold or fame. It's built from stillness, from wisdom, from scars turned into strength. You have become untouchable, not because you're cold, but because you're finally in control. You've learned to smile at silence because you know what? It costs to earn it. You've learned to value time because you know what it feels like to waste it on people who never deserved your hours. You've learned that not every battle deserves your energy. Some are won simply by walking away. And you've learned that walking away doesn't mean weakness. It means mastery. It means you've understood that peace is the ultimate power. You no longer fight to be right, you rise to be free. The beauty of your story is that it's still unfolding. Every new sunrise is another act, every heartbeat another line. The world will one day see the masterpiece you've been quietly building. They will see the calm strength, the patient persistence, the grace that came from grief. And they will wonder how you did it, how you turned pain into purpose, how you walked through chaos and came out cleaner. They will never understand that you didn't just survive, you transcended. That's why your story will outlive their noise. Because truth always echoes long after applause fades. And maybe one day you'll stand on that metaphorical stage again, not for recognition, but for reflection. You'll look back at the version of yourself who cried silently, who kept faith alive in the dark, who walked away when it hurt most. You'll look at them with gratitude because without that version, you wouldn't be here. Without the breakdown, there'd be no breakthrough. Without the ending, there'd be no rebirth. You'll whisper thank you to the pain because it trained you for the purpose you now live with. You'll whisper thank you to the silence because it introduced you to your real voice. So yes, you perfectly planned your exit like a strategist. You didn't crumble, you calculated, you didn't fade, you transformed. You didn't lose, you evolved. Every step, every scar, every silence became your script. And now you deliver it not as a performance, but as prophecy. You were never the victim of your story. You were always the author writing a redemption, one painful chapter at a time. And now, the plot, twist has arrived, the moment where everything makes sense, the moment where the audience gasps, not out of pity, but out of awe. You just earned your Oscar right, not for playing a part, but for owning your truth. Not for pretending, but for persevering. Not for being perfect, but for being real. The kind of real that bleeds, the kind of real that rebuilds, the kind of real that glows quietly, even after the fire is gone. You are the kind of soul that turns endings into beginnings and silence into symphonies. You are the proof that pain is not punishment, it's preparation. You are the living reminder that walking away is not defeat, it's direction. You have rewritten the meaning of strength, and now every time someone says your name, they'll feel it, not as a memory, but as a vibration of resilience. So, rise, strategist, stand in your stillness and own your story. The world will never understand how you did it, but that's the beauty of it. They don't need to. They only need to witness what you've become. The performance is over, the lesson remains, and the crown you wear now is invisible but undeniable. You earned it not through applause but through endurance. You earned it not through acting but through awakening. You earned it because you walked through darkness and came out shining, quietly, fiercely, endlessly. Your exit was never an ending. It was your entrance into becoming everything you were always meant to be. You just earned your Oscar, right? And now, as the dust settles around the echoes of what once was, you realize the weight you carried was never theirs to bear. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every sight meant to wound you became the fuel for the empire you are quietly constructing. You understand now that pain is not a cage, it is a blueprint. The nights you spent questioning your worth, replaying every harsh word, every indifferent glance, those nights were shaping the strategist within you. They were training your patience, sharpening your foresight, teaching you the art of exit without chaos, the art of leaving not in ruin, but in preparation for something far greater than they could imagine. You walked away because you saw the board clearly, because you understood the rules they never taught, because you were willing to sacrifice comfort for power, illusion for reality, attachment for freedom. You left with a precision most will never comprehend, like a shadow slipping through their fingers, leaving only questions in your wake, leaving only the silent proof of your own evolution. And in that silent proof lies your victory, for you did not seek recognition. You did not crave applause. You craved clarity, integrity, and sovereignty over your own life. There is a sacred art in vanishing gracefully. Many call it cowardice or detachment, but you call it mastery. Mastery over impulse, over attachment, over the frantic need for validation. You learn that every energy you give must return threefold, or it is wasted. You became the alchemist of your own existence, transforming grief into strategy, betrayal into insight, absence into power. You discovered that walking away is not a surrender. It is an assertion. It is saying, without words, I will no longer participate in anything that diminishes my soul. And so you built quietly. You studied, you reflected, you prepared. You honed every facet of your being, mind, body, spirit, until the version of yourself that left was unrecognizable to the one who entered the storm. They may still see shadows of who you were, faint echoes of vulnerability, but you know the truth. You are no longer defined by what was taken from you. You are defined by what you created from it. You are the proof that strategy, patience, and self-respect are more powerful than rage, more lethal than any verbal retaliation, more enduring than any superficial loyalty. Every move you made was calculated. Every word left unsaid was intentional. Every silence held more weight than any argument could have carried. You were not avoiding confrontation. You were crafting dominance, the kind that does not need to be seen to be felt. That is the power of the strategist, the silent phoenix rising not through spectacle, but through methodical, unwavering rebirth. You left not to hurt them, but to preserve yourself. You left not because you failed, but because you succeeded in realizing that some people are not meant to witness your ascent. And that discernment is itself a victory, a testament to your wisdom. And now you stand at the edge of your own horizon. Behind you, the remnants of what no longer serves you. In front of you, an expanse of potential vast enough to challenge imagination. You see clearly that endings are not tragedy. They are punctuation, pauses that prepare the mind for the next grand sentence in your life. You understand that the true Oscar was never a trophy, never a title, never recognition from the unworthy. The Oscar was your clarity, your liberation, your mastery over a life that once felt chaotic and unjust, but now hums with the quiet rhythm of your own sovereignty. You are not bitter. You are not broken. You are not seeking revenge. You are rising. Every scar whispers your strategy. Every tear spoke a lesson. Every silence was a rehearsal for the life you are now stepping into. And the world will feel the change in subtle ways. A look that lingers too long, a pause that carries weight, a confidence that is not taught but innate. You are no longer performing. You are existing in such completeness that performance is irrelevant. Presence itself is your declaration. They may still whisper your name, question your choices, wonder at your absence. Let them. Their wonder is the echo of your strategy. You walked away perfectly because you understood that closure is often internal. You do not need permission to reclaim yourself. You do not need validation to confirm your worth. Ladies and gentlemen, the venom in their hearts, so palpable, so deliciously bitter. Why do they hate you? Because you dared to stand. Because you dared to choose yourself. They hate you because you had the audacity to value your self-respect over their games, their manipulations. They despise you, not for your flaws, but for the sheer strength it took to look them in the eye and say, "No, enough is enough." They wanted you to bow. They wanted you to cower under the weight of their judgment, under the crushing force of their opinions. They wanted you to be their puppet, to play their game by their rules, but you refused. You broke free. You chose a path that was yours and yours alone, and for that, they will never forgive you. It's not about the mistakes you've made or the failures you've endured. They never cared about that. No, they despise the fact that you had the courage to rise from the ashes they tried to bury you in. They can't stomach the idea that you saw through their charade and refused to be part of it. They wanted to see you small. They wanted to see you weak. They wanted you to accept the scraps they threw your way. But you looked at them and laughed at their pitiful attempts to keep you in your place. You dared to choose yourself, and they hated you for it. They hated you because they knew the truth, deep down inside them, that you were better than they ever imagined you could be. They wanted to silence you. They wanted to diminish your worth. They wanted you to shrink back into the shadows from which you came, and they used every weapon in their arsenal to make you feel insignificant. They mocked you. They belittled you. They tried to make you doubt your worth. They tried to convince you that you weren't enough, that you didn't deserve the things you desired. But none of that worked because you stood tall and you reminded yourself that your worth was never tied to their opinions, their judgments, their shallow attempts to control you. You understood that your value came from within, not from the approval of those who never cared to see you for who you truly are. And that's why they hate you. They hate you because you saw through their lies. They'll call you selfish. They'll call you arrogant. They'll tell you that you think you're better than everyone else. They'll tell you that you're ungrateful, that you owe them something, that you should be thanking them for the opportunities they gave you. But don't be fooled by their words. Don't let them convince you that you owe them anything, because in reality, you owe them nothing. Your self-respect is not for sale. Your dignity is not something they can take from you. No matter how hard they try to pull you down, they can't touch the core of who you are. They can't take away the strength you've built, the resilience you've developed, the scars that have made you who you are today. And that's why they hate you, because they can't break you. They want to see you beg. They want to see you crawl. They want to see you apologize for standing up for yourself, for demanding better, for recognizing your worth. They want to see you doubt your own decisions, to question your choices, to regret ever standing up for your self-respect. But you know better. You know that the price of your dignity is higher than anything they can offer you. You know that no matter how many times they try to tear you down, you will rise again and again and again. You will not be shaken. You will not be moved, because you've chosen to stand for something far greater than their petty desires, their manipulative games, their toxic approval. You've chosen to stand for your own self-respect, and for that alone, they will never forgive you. But why should you care? Why should you let their venom seep into your soul? Why should you allow their hatred to steal your peace? You've already paid the price. You've already walked through fire and come out stronger. On the other side, their venom is nothing more than a reflection of their own insecurity, their own self-loathing, their own fear that one day someone like you will come along and remind them that they are weak, they are small, they are nothing without the power they try to exert over others. They see you as a threat to their fragile egos. They see you as someone who refuses to be a part of the system they've built to keep people in line, and they can't stand it. Because deep down, they know you're right. They know that your self-respect is worth more than all the games they play. They know that your courage to stand up for yourself is a force that they can never match. But let me tell you something about strength, about power, about the price of self-respect. The price is high. Yes, but the rewards are greater than anything you could ever imagine. The power you gain when you stand for yourself, the confidence you build when you refuse to back down, the peace you find when you stop living for the approval of others. It is a freedom that few will ever experience, because most will choose to live in the shadows of fear and insecurity. Most will choose to sell their souls for the fleeting approval of those who will never love them for who they truly are, but not you. You chose a different path. You chose the hard path, the path of integrity, the path of self-respect. And for that, you are powerful beyond measure. Understand this. The venom they spit at you is nothing but a reflection of their own weakness, their inability to stand up for themselves, their inability to break free from the chains they've allowed to bind them. They hate you because you remind them of everything they could have been, but chose not to be. They hate you because you had the strength to reject the roles they tried to assign you, the labels they tried to put on you, the expectations they tried to force on you. They hate you because you remind them that it's possible to choose yourself, to live a life that is authentic to who you are, to refuse to be a puppet for anyone. And that's why they'll never stop hating you, because your very existence challenges their narrative, their comfort zone, their idea of what it means to succeed. But you must never let that hatred affect you. Never let it cause you to second-guess yourself. Never let it make you question your choices, because you know the truth deep down inside of you. You know that standing up for your self-respect was the right decision. You know that choosing yourself was the only way to preserve your dignity, your soul, your very essence, and no amount of venom, no amount of hatred can ever take that away from you. They may try to drag you down. They may try to paint you as the villain, but you know the truth. You know that in the end, the person who stands tall and refuses to bow is the one who will always win, the one who will always have the last word, the one who will always be remembered. So stand proud, stand firm, let the venom they spew bounce off of you like water off a duck's back. Don't let it sink into your skin. Don't let it stain your heart, because you are stronger than their hatred. You are more powerful than their games. You are the embodiment of self-respect, and that is a force that cannot be defeated. They can try, they can plot, they can scheme, but in the end you will always rise above them because you chose to stand. And that is the choice that makes all the difference. In a world where mediocrity is rewarded and compliance is celebrated, where the ones who bend, the ones who fold under pressure are elevated, your decision to stand, to refuse to be part of the system that breeds weakness and submission, is a revolution in itself. They will try to make you feel small for making this choice, for daring to stand out. But let me tell you, standing is the boldest statement you can make in this life. It is not just an action, it is a declaration. It is an unwavering message to the world that you are not afraid to be who you are, to value your worth, and to fight for your place in this world. Standing up, choosing yourself, valuing your self-respect, these are not choices made lightly. They are not made out of vanity or ego, but out of necessity. It is the necessity of survival, the necessity of not being crushed under the weight of other people's expectations and manipulations. It's about preserving the very core of your being, keeping intact the dignity that has been earned through battles fought, mistakes made, lessons learned. And yet, they hate you for it. They hate that you saw through their lies, that you recognized the chains they tried to place on you. They hate that you chose freedom over their approval, that you saw through the illusion of their power and stood tall anyway. They hate you because they know they cannot control you. Not now, not ever. The venom they send your way is a reflection of their envy, their fear, their inability to comprehend the strength it takes to choose yourself. They will tell you that you are selfish, that you are arrogant, that you are ungrateful for the chances they gave you, the opportunities they placed in front of you. But you know better, don't you? You know that your self-respect is priceless, that your dignity cannot be bought, and that your worth is not determined by anyone else's standards, but your own. They may try to convince you otherwise, to make you feel guilty for valuing yourself, but their words are nothing more than the noise of people who cannot handle the power you have over your own life. They cannot handle your independence, your strength, and your ability to refuse to be anything other than exactly who you are. The hatred they direct at you is their own struggle with insecurity. They wish they had your courage to stand, to be unapologetic, to walk through the world with their head held high and their heart unwavering. They despise you because you made the hard choice, the choice to protect your soul, to preserve your integrity in a world that constantly seeks to strip people of their dignity. They want you to fold, to give in to the pressure, to play the game by their rules, but you chose a different path. You chose the path of self-respect, and that is why they will never forgive you. They will never forgive you because with every step you take in that direction, you expose their own cowardice, their own fear, and their own unwillingness to live authentically. They want you to question your decisions, to second-guess the path you've taken, but you must stand firm. Your self-respect is non-negotiable. Your dignity is not for sale, and your freedom is too precious to be compromised. They cannot take these things from you because they do not understand their value. They cannot comprehend the strength it takes to walk away from their games, from their manipulations, from their toxic approval. But you understand. You understand that the cost of your self-respect is high, but the rewards are far greater than anything they can offer you. You understand that the peace you feel when you are true to yourself, when you are standing in your own power, is worth more than any fleeting validation they may try to give you. There are times, of course, when the weight of their words, the venom they spread, seems almost unbearable. It's hard not to feel the sting, especially when it comes from those who were once close to you, those who once claimed to care about you. But you must remind yourself that their venom is not about you. It's about them. It's about their inability to deal with your strength, their inability to accept the fact that you are not like them, that you refuse to bend, refuse to shrink, to fit their mold. Their venom is born from their own fear of being exposed for the fragile, insecure beings they are. They despise your confidence because it reminds them of everything they lack. They resent your clarity because it exposes the chaos that lies within their own hearts. They are angry at your independence because it shows them that they have allowed themselves to be controlled for too long. But let me tell you this, do not let their venom sway you. Do not let their hatred make you doubt your worth. You are stronger than their words, more powerful than their criticisms, more resilient than their attempts to break you. The reason they hate you is not because you are wrong, but because you are right. You are right to value yourself. You are right to demand more. You are right to choose a life of integrity, authenticity, and self-respect. They will never be able to take that from you because they cannot take what they do not have. And yet, as much as they hate you for your strength, they will also envy you. There is a deep, burning envy in their hearts because they see in you what they have never had the courage to pursue. They see in you the freedom they have always desired, but never dared to chase. They wish they could be as strong as you, but instead of seeking their own path, they try to drag you back down to their level. They want you to be as afraid as they are, as small as they feel, because in their minds, your strength highlights their weakness. But you know the truth. You know that your strength, your courage, and your self-respect are not threats to others. They are gifts to yourself. And no one can ever take those gifts away from you, no matter how much venom they pour into the world. They will try to isolate you. They will try to make you feel like an outcast, like you don't belong, like you are somehow less than everyone else because you chose to stand. But the truth is, you are not an outcast. You are a warrior. You are a warrior who understands the price of true freedom, the price of living a life without compromise. You are someone who is willing to fight for your self-respect, for your dignity, for the peace that comes from being true to yourself. And in a world that constantly tries to make people conform, to make people shrink into boxes, that kind of strength is rare and it is precious. So, let them hate you. Let them try to break you. Let them throw their venom your way, because every word they speak, every attempt they make to tear you down, will only make you stronger. You are not like them. You do not bend. You do not fold. You do not apologize for who you are, and that is why you will always rise above them. You will always rise because you are the one who has chosen to stand. You have chosen to defend your self-respect, to protect your soul, and to refuse to let anyone define your worth but yourself. You see, when they try to tear you down, when they try to pull you back into the pit of their misery, they only expose themselves. They expose their own lack of courage, their own inability to stand for anything. They expose their own fear of being judged, their own insecurity about what others might think. But you stand with your head high, with your heart strong, and with your spirit unbroken. You are not afraid to be who you are, to live your truth, to walk your own path. And that is why they will never win. They will never break you. They will never diminish you, no matter how hard they try, because you have chosen to stand. And that, my friends, is a choice that makes all the difference. It is not just a choice in the moment, but a choice that defines who you are in every fiber of your being. It's a decision that echoes through the chambers of your heart and mind, shaping the way you view the world, the way you respond to adversity, and the way you interact with the people around you. When you choose to stand, you choose not just for today, but for every tomorrow that is yet to come. You make a statement to the world, to everyone who looks at you, that you are someone who cannot be swayed, someone who will not be manipulated, someone who will not shrink back in the face of the world's demands. You understand, don't you, that standing is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, endurance, and a fierce sense of self-worth. You have to be willing to endure the blows, to stand firm in the face of criticism, rejection, and yes, even hatred. But the thing is, standing becomes easier the longer you do it. Every time you refuse to back down, every time you choose yourself over the lies they feed you, every time you defend your self-respect against their venom, it gets easier. The strength you build, the clarity you gain, the peace you feel from standing in your own truth becomes a fortress around you, impervious to the poison they try to inject into your soul. And they will try, won't they? They will try to make you feel like you're not enough, like you're not worthy of standing in your own power, in your own self-respect. They will make you feel like your choices are selfish, like you are somehow in the wrong for prioritizing yourself. But that's exactly what they want. They want you to doubt yourself. They want you to second-guess every step you take, every decision you make. Why? Because it makes them feel better about their own inability to stand. It makes them feel better about the fact that they have chosen the easier path, the path that requires no confrontation, no self-examination, no sacrifice. They want to drag you back down with them, to pull you into their world of mediocrity and submission. Because the truth is, your strength reminds them of their own weakness. It reminds them of the power they could have had if only they had the courage to stand, if only they had the courage to choose themselves. But they didn't. They chose to follow the rules, to play the game, to be part of the system that controls people like cattle. They chose to give in to fear, and now they want to make you feel guilty for choosing differently. for choosing to preserve your self-respect. But you know better, don't you? You know that the price of your dignity is worth more than anything they can offer you. There will be times when you'll feel the weight of their judgments more than others. There will be moments when their venom seems to pierce deeper than you ever thought possible. But remember this, their venom is nothing more than a reflection of their own fears, their own insecurities, and their inability to cope with the strength you possess. You, who have chosen to stand, are a mirror to them, reminding them of everything they are not, everything they have not yet dared to become, and that terrifies them. So they lash out. They try to poison your spirit, to make you doubt your worth, to make you regret your decision to stand. But do not allow their poison to seep into your soul. Do not let their fear control your actions. You are stronger than their hatred. You are more powerful than their words. The venom they direct at you is a desperate attempt to pull you back into the place where they live, a place of insecurity, doubt, and conformity. But you have already chosen a different path. You have chosen to break free. You have chosen to live your life on your terms, to walk your own path, to honor your own worth. That choice is not easy, but it is the only choice that will allow you to live authentically, to live in a way that is true to who you are, and that is what makes all the difference. As you continue to stand, as you continue to choose yourself over their games, you will notice something remarkable happening. You will begin to feel a deep sense of peace that only comes when you are true to yourself. The world may not always understand you, but you will understand yourself. You will know that you have made the right decision, that you have chosen the right path, no matter how difficult or painful it may be. And over time, that peace will grow. It will become a part of you, an unshakable foundation upon which you build the rest of your life. There will be those who will try to tear you down, who will try to convince you that you are wrong for standing, wrong for choosing yourself. But let them try, because the more they try, the more they expose their own flaws, their own weaknesses. They cannot touch you. They cannot touch your spirit, your strength, or your courage. They can only try to diminish it, but in the process, they will only make it stronger. You will stand tall, unyielding, unwavering in your resolve. And one day, when they look at you, they will see what they could have been if they had only had the courage to stand like you. But remember, this journey is not about them. It's not about proving anything to anyone. It's about you. It's about you choosing yourself every single day, choosing your self-respect over their approval, choosing your peace over their chaos. It's about you standing in your power and refusing to let anyone diminish it. It's about living a life that is true to who you are, regardless of the pressure to conform, to shrink, to give in to their demands. You do not live for them, you live for yourself. And in doing so, you show the world what it means to live with dignity, with integrity, and with strength. In the end, it's not their approval that will bring you happiness. It's not their validation that will make you whole. It's not their opinion of you that will define your worth. Your worth has already been established by the very fact that you chose to stand. Your worth is in your self-respect, in your ability to look at the world and say, I will not be manipulated. I will not be controlled. I will not be diminished. I am enough, and I will stand for myself, no matter what. That is where your true power lies. That is what makes all the difference. You may not always get the recognition you deserve. You may not always be celebrated for your strength, for your courage, for your ability to stand when everyone else is bending. But that doesn't matter. Because in the end, you will know that you have lived your life on your own terms. You will know that you have honored yourself in ways that most people will never understand. You will know that your self-respect is something that cannot be taken from you, no matter how hard they try. And so, as you continue on this journey, as you continue to stand, hold your head high. Know that your choice is the most powerful choice you could ever make. Know that every moment you choose yourself, every moment you defend your self-respect, you are becoming more of who you were meant to be. You are becoming the person who will not be broken, who will not be swayed, who will not be controlled by the venom others try to inject into your spirit. You are becoming a force to be reckoned with, a living testament to the power of standing for what you believe in. And that, my friends, is a legacy that will never be forgotten. So stand tall, stand proud, stand unbroken, and know that your choice to stand, to choose yourself, to value your self-respect above all else, is the choice that will make all the difference. The world may try to knock you down, but you will rise again. You will always rise because you have chosen to stand. And that choice, my friends, is the one that will define your life, your legacy, and your destiny. In the end, the choice to stand, to defend your self-respect, is the most powerful decision you can make. It defines who you are and shapes the path you walk. While others may try to tear you down, your strength and unwavering commitment to yourself will always prevail. Stand tall, embrace your worth, and never compromise on the integrity that fuels your soul. Because in a world full of uncertainty, your decision to choose yourself is the foundation upon which true freedom and peace are built. This, my friends, is what truly makes all the difference. Rise with a force that even silence respects, because your arrival in this moment is not an accident and not a gentle step, but a thunder shaped by every trial you survived. Feel these words strike your spirit like a pulse that refuses to fade, because today you stand at the doorway of the version of yourself the world never saw coming. You know the version that whispers from deep inside when the world sleeps, the one that will not settle, the one that refuses to shrink, the one that has been waiting for the day you finally decide to stop rebuilding and start ruling. This moment is not just another day passing by. This is a shift in the ground beneath you, a new fire in your breath, a new weight in your footsteps. You have walked through seasons that tried to break you, and still you are here, not fragile, not lost, but sharpened. You are the person shaped by nights of self-doubt and mornings where you rose anyway. Every setback carved strength into you. Every disappointment trained your spirit. Every fear you faced became fuel. And now something inside you is waking up with a command so clear, it shakes the edges of your life. Rule your path. Rule your purpose. Rule the battlefield of your own mind. You are stepping into a version of yourself that does not ask for permission. This version is built from truth, from grit, from wounds that healed in silence. They did not expect this version, because this version is not loud for attention, but loud in presence. It is the version that people sense before you speak. The version that stands taller, even when you do not notice. The version that carries a storm inside, yet remains calm, because you finally understand your own power. There were days when you questioned your worth, nights when you wondered if you still had enough strength to rise again. But you did. You rose. You stepped forward. You refused to let the world write the ending of your story. And with every movement you made, you were becoming someone new, someone wiser, someone stronger, someone who understands that ruling does not mean controlling others, but commanding your own destiny, leading your life with intention, walking through challenges without bending your spirit. This version of you is not here to repeat old cycles. This version is here to break them, to rewrite every limit you once believed, to walk into rooms with a quiet certainty that you belong, to build from a place of inner fire, not desperation, to stand in front of your future with the calm strength of someone who finally understands that the past did not defeat you. It prepared you. Feel the weight of your heartbeat. Feel the ground under your feet. Every step you take now carries the echo of victories you have not even reached yet. You are not rebuilding. Rebuilding implies you lost something you did not lose. You evolved. You transformed. You shed old versions of yourself like worn-out armor, and now you walk with a strength carved from experience. You are ruling because you are owning the truth of who you are becoming. There are people who will look at you now and not understand how you rose again. They saw you struggle. They saw you fall. They saw you sit in silence with pain heavy in your chest. But they did not see the moment your spirit refused to surrender. They did not see the night you decided to rise, even when it felt impossible. They did not see the fire you kept alive in the quiet corners of your heart. And now they stand in shock because they never expected this version, this powerful, grounded, relentless version. But this is only the beginning. You are entering a chapter where hesitation melts away, where you stop dimming your light, where you stop apologizing for wanting more, where you stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You are not walking into this next era by accident. You are walking in because you have earned it. You have paid for it with every challenge survived, with every doubt defeated, with every moment you refuse to quit. This version of you no longer runs from pressure. You understand now that pressure creates strength, that storms create leaders, that challenges create clarity. You learn to stand tall in the winds that once scared you. You learn to breathe deeply in moments where panic once controlled you. You learn to trust yourself even when no one else did. And that is why you are ruling now. Because ruling is simply the result of rising again and again until rising becomes natural to you. Feel this transformation. Let it settle into your spirit. You are not here to repeat yesterday. You are not here to stay the same. You are here to step into a life that aligns with the best within you. You are here to own your journey, to move forward with purpose, to speak with honesty, to act with courage, to live with depth. This is the version of you built for impact, built for purpose, built for greatness, without arrogance and without fear. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not downplay the strength it took to reach this moment. Do not forget how many times you rose when everything felt heavy. This version of you deserves recognition from the one person whose approval matters most. You. Look at how far you have come. Look at how much you have endured. Look at how many storms you survived. Look at how your spirit refused to die. That is not rebuilding. That is ruling. You are stepping into your life with a new level of clarity. You see what matters. You see who matters. You see what deserves your attention and what no longer deserves your energy. You are not wasting time on doubt. You are not giving your strength away to fear. You are not living small to protect anyone's comfort. You are embracing your path with boldness because your destiny requires it. This is the version of you meant to rise without hesitation. They did not expect this version because this version is not predictable. You no longer cling to old identities. You no longer let the past define you. You no longer let broken moments shape your future. You have stepped into a version that rebuilds peace within and leads life with purpose. A version that knows its worth without seeking validation. A version that stands with quiet confidence because you have finally learned to trust yourself. And now hear this with your whole spirit. You are ready. You are ready to rise farther than before. ready to move with intention, ready to carry your vision and protect it, ready to stand in your power without fear, ready to rule the path you were always meant to walk. You are no longer waiting for the perfect moment. You are creating it. You are no longer asking for direction. You are deciding it. You are no longer hoping for strength. You are living it. This is the version of you that leads, the version that builds, the version that transforms, the version the world did not expect but deeply needs. Walk forward now with every ounce of strength inside you. You are not rebuilding, you are ruling, and this is only the beginning. This path you are walking is not an accident and not a coincidence. It is the direct result of every choice you made, every truth you accepted, and every illusion you walked away from. You have reached a stage where pretending no longer fits, and shrinking no longer feels natural. You feel the pull of something greater, calling you forward. You feel the rise inside you that cannot be silenced anymore. The world may not understand it, but your spirit does. This version of you is waking up with purpose heavier than fear and stronger than doubt. There were days where you thought your effort was invisible, days where you questioned if your discipline was even worth it, days where the weight carried inside you felt impossible to lift. But look at you now. You kept moving, you kept rising, you kept believing in something better, even when your heart carried exhaustion. That silent resilience built the foundation of the version you have become. This is why you are ruling now, not because everything was easy, but because nothing could permanently stop you. You walked through moments that would have broken a weaker spirit. You faced truths that forced growth. You held yourself together when no one noticed the cracks. You fought battles within your own mind and won them in quiet rooms where no applause existed. That is ruling. That is mastery. That is the strength of someone who no longer seeks approval, because you realized your journey is not meant to please anyone. It is meant to fulfill you. They did not expect this version because they judged you based on the chapter they walked in on. They did not see the chapters written in silence. They did not witness the rebuilding of your inner world. They did not feel the fear you conquered just to take one step forward. They only see the strength you carry now, the certainty in your eyes, the calm confidence in your voice. This version surprises them because they expected you to stay where you were. They did not realize you were never staying. You were rising. You have grown into someone who understands that peace is earned through honesty. That confidence is built through experience. That greatness is shaped through consistency. You are no longer impressed by shortcuts. You are no longer attracted to comfort that slows you down. You want challenge. You want growth. You want depth. That is the mindset of someone who is not rebuilding, but ruling. You are leading your life with purpose now. You are making decisions based on who you want to be, not who you used to be. Feel this evolution taking shape in your mind. Feel the shift in your energy. Feel the way you think differently now. You no longer react from fear. You respond with clarity. You no longer chase things that drain you. You protect your focus. You protect your peace. You protect your progress because you finally value what you are becoming. This version of you is not temporary. It is the real you, the version you were always meant to grow into. You may still have doubts at times, but even your doubts have changed. They are quieter now. They no longer control you. They no longer shape your path. They no longer make your decisions for you. Why? Because you have proven to yourself that you can rise. You have proven you can endure. You have proven you can transform. And once you experience your own strength, you never forget it. You carry that truth into every challenge you face. The world feels different when you begin to trust yourself. You walk differently. You speak differently. You think differently. You stop rushing. You stop forcing. You stop begging life for openings because you realize something powerful. You do not wait for doors anymore. You create them. You do not wait for opportunities to find you. You build them. You do not wait for the right moment. You make it the right moment. This is the mindset of someone who rules their path. This version of you is unstoppable not because you never fall, but because you rise without hesitation. You rise with purpose. You rise with clarity. You rise with understanding that every fall carves strength into your spirit. You have stepped into a level of maturity that can no longer be shaken by opinions or noise or doubt. You know who you are now. You know what you want. You know where you are heading. That confidence radiates without force. That presence speaks without words. There is a reason you grew through everything you faced. There is a reason you experienced pressure that felt overwhelming. There is a reason you were tested again and again. You were being prepared for this version, prepared for this path, prepared for a future built on truth rather than fear. A future that you now have the strength to carry. You are not who you were a year ago or even a month ago. You are becoming someone new. Every day, you choose your purpose over your excuses. They did not expect this version because this version is not shaped by approval. This version is shaped by discipline, by resilience, by truth. You stopped trying to fit into places that limited you. You stopped giving energy to people who drained you. You stopped accepting less than you deserve. That shift alone is powerful. That shift is what people notice. That shift is what makes them say, they did not expect this version. And now listen closely. This is not the peak of your transformation. This is not your final form. This is the rising stage, the building stage, the strengthening stage. You are entering an era where everything gets deeper. Your purpose gets deeper. Your vision gets clearer. Your strength gets sharper. Your focus becomes unbreakable. You are not heading into a small season. You are heading into a season that will require more from you because life knows you can handle more now. Your steps now carry command. Your decisions carry power. Your presence carries meaning. You are ready for this, ready for the challenges, ready for the opportunities, ready for the growth, ready for the responsibility of becoming the strongest version of yourself. This is your moment to walk forward with the authority of someone who has earned their transformation. You are not rebuilding anymore. Rebuilding ends when you stop looking back. Rebuilding ends when you stop trying to restore what was lost. Rebuilding ends when you realize your future does not need the pieces of your past, and you have reached that point. You are ruling because you are guiding your life with intention and vision and strength. You have stepped into a chapter where nothing inside you is small anymore. Your dreams are larger, your goals are clearer, your heart is stronger, your mind is sharper, your spirit is more grounded. This version of you carries wisdom that came from experience, strength that came from endurance, peace that came from acceptance, confidence that came from rising. And now you walk with a quiet fire that the world cannot ignore. You are standing in a moment where the air feels different because you are different. Your energy carries a depth that cannot be mistaken. Your presence carries a weight that cannot be ignored. This journey has carved something powerful into you, something that does not fade, something that does not depend on approval or applause, something that is yours alone. This is the rise of a version of you that the world never thought they would see, and yet here you are, stepping into your power with steady steps and clear eyes. You have learned that life does not reward those who simply wait. Life rewards those who endure, those who rise, those who choose their purpose, even when it feels heavy. You have become that person through trials that tested the softness of your heart and the strength of your mind. You walked through days that tried to shape you into someone smaller, but you refused to shrink. You refused to give in, and that refusal became a foundation that nothing can shake now. This is why your rise feels so different today. It is not loud on the surface. It is loud in your spirit. It is quiet but powerful, calm but unbreakable, grounded but unstoppable. You no longer move to prove anything. You move because you know who you are. You move because you know what you are capable of. You move because the path ahead demands your strength and you are ready to give it. They did not expect this version of you because this version was built in moments no one saw. In nights where you stood face to face with your own fears. In mornings where you rose with no applause. In storms where you held on to hope even when it felt impossible. They did not see the process, so of course they are shocked by the result. They are witnessing a transformation born from courage, not convenience. Born from discipline, not ease. Born from truth, not illusion. You now carry a sense of purpose that cannot be taken away. You know what you want your life to mean. You know what you want your future to hold. You know what you refuse to accept. This clarity is rare and powerful. It shapes your decisions. It shapes your habits. It shapes your mindset. It guides your steps with a strength that once felt distant, but now feels natural. This is ruling. This is leading your own life with intention. You have learned the difference between weakness and patience, the difference between resting and quitting, the difference between being humble and being silent. You now understand that strength does not always roar. Sometimes strength is the quiet choice to rise again, the choice to believe again, the choice to try again, even when fatigue sits heavy on your heart. You mastered that kind of strength, and now it shows in everything you do. Look at the way you handle challenges now. You no longer panic when you face difficulty. You breathe through it. You think clearly. You stand tall. You trust your process. You trust your growth. You trust the version of yourself that has survived every moment life tried to break you. That trust is what separates you from your past. That trust is what makes this version so powerful. The world may try to pull you back into old patterns, but you know too much now. You have seen what you can become. You have felt the strength inside you. You have watched your own resilience carry you through storms that once scared you. You cannot return to the person you were before. That version is gone. That version served its purpose. But now you are rising into someone your past self could only dream of becoming. You are no longer rebuilding because rebuilding focuses on what was. You are ruling because ruling focuses on what will be. You are building forward. You are creating new foundations, new standards, new expectations for yourself. You are choosing the future over the past. You are choosing growth over comfort. You are choosing purpose over fear. This is the mindset that creates transformation. This is the version that commands respect without ever asking for it. Your progress will confuse some people because they are watching you let go of the limits they believed were permanent. They are watching you step into a strength they never saw in you before. They are watching you evolve into someone who no longer needs their validation. And that is why they did not expect this version. They never imagined you would rise this high. They never imagined you would find this strength. They never imagined you would discover this depth within yourself. But here you are, rising, growing, becoming. And you are just getting started. Your determination has matured. Your vision has expanded. Your spirit has deepened. You no longer chase the approval of others. You chase your purpose. You chase your growth. You chase the life you know you are meant to live. And that shift changes everything. It changes how you move. It changes how you think. It changes how you view your future. You no longer see obstacles as endings. You see them as training, as preparation, as the sharpening of the ruler within you. You feel different because you are different. You look at challenges now and you do not ask, how do I escape this? You ask, how do I rise through this? That is the mindset of someone who rules their path. You know that every difficult moment contains a lesson you need. You know that every step forward strengthens your confidence. You know that every challenge shapes your power. This understanding pushes you beyond limits that once held you back. There is nothing ordinary about this version of you. This version carries a spirit built from wisdom, a mind sharpened by resilience, a heart strengthened through experience. You walk with a quiet authority that life itself respects. You stand with a presence that says, I am here and I am ready. And you are ready. You are ready for the next chapter. Ready for the next challenge. Ready for the next breakthrough. Ready for greatness that does not rely on noise, but on discipline. Good evening, my Alpha family. Oh, what a lovely audience we have tonight. You can feel it, can't you? The tension, the anticipation, the silence. But that silence, it speaks louder than 1,000 voices, louder than the clashing of swords, louder than the screams of the world trying to tear you down. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of power. When you choose to remain silent, you are not weak, you are not passive, you are not hiding. You are sharpening your blade, preparing to strike when they least expect it. Your silence is the blade they never saw coming. They think you are passive, that you are quiet, that you are complacent. But in truth, you are the storm that brews behind the calm waters. You are the fire that waits patiently beneath the ice. And when the time comes, your silence will explode with a force that will shatter the very world they've tried to build around you. They think your silence is a sign of fear, a sign of defeat, a sign that you are nothing more than a shadow fading into the background. But in reality, that silence is a weapon that is forged in the fires of your soul, honed by the battles you've fought, and shaped by the struggles you've endured. Every moment of silence is a moment of preparation. Every second of stillness is a chance for your mind, your heart, your spirit to strengthen, to grow, to evolve. While the world screams for attention, for validation, for recognition, you remain quiet, watching, waiting, gathering the strength to rise up when the moment is right. They cannot comprehend this silence. They are so used to the noise, the distractions, the constant clamor of empty words and hollow promises. They cannot fathom how powerful a force you are when you refuse to engage with their chaos. They expect you to fall into their traps, to rise to their provocations, to argue, to fight, to waste your energy on the meaningless noise they create. But you know better, don't you? You know that true power lies in the ability to stay silent when everyone around you is screaming for attention. Your silence is not your weakness, it is your strength, it is your discipline, it is your awareness. You are not fooled by the distractions, you are not swayed by the noise. You are focused, you are calm, you are centered, and in that silence, you are building an empire. You see, the world has been conditioned to believe that success comes from noise, that it comes from shouting the loudest, from being the most visible, from making the most dramatic gestures. But that is not true power. True power is silent. True power is the ability to stand in the middle of a storm and remain unaffected by the chaos around you. It is the ability to move through life with purpose and intention, without needing to announce every step you take, without needing to prove anything to anyone. The world may not see it yet, but they will. They will see the fruits of your silence when you step into the light, when you make your move, when you strike with precision and purpose. The blade that cuts the deepest is often the one that is unsheathed in the quietest of moments. The true warriors are not the ones who make the most noise, but the ones who know how to remain silent until the moment of impact. You are not here to conform to the expectations of others. You are here to rise above them, to redefine what success means, to create your own path and walk it with unwavering confidence. Your silence is the ultimate weapon against a world that is constantly trying to get you to react, to get you to prove yourself, to get you to fit into their narrow definitions of success. When you remain silent, you are taking control of your narrative. You are refusing to let the world dictate your worth. You are refusing to let anyone define who you are or what you can become. You are the master of your own destiny, and your silence is the force that will carry you to the heights of greatness. In a world that is obsessed with instant gratification, with loud declarations and flashy displays, your silence will confuse them. It will rattle them. They will question your motives. They will try to push you, prod you, poke at you, hoping for a reaction, hoping to catch you slipping. But you will not react. You will remain calm, collected and poised, because you know that true power is not in reaction. It is in control. And when you control yourself, when you master your mind, your emotions, your desires, you become unstoppable. There will be moments when they will try to break your silence. They will try to provoke you, to push you into a corner, to make you respond. They will throw insults your way. They will attempt to drag you into their drama, to pull you into their game. But you must remember this. You are not playing their game. You are playing your own. You are not reacting to their provocations. You are observing, analyzing, calculating. Your silence is your strategy. Your silence is the calm before the storm. And when that storm finally comes, when you unleash the full force of your power, they will not know what hit them. They will be caught off guard, unprepared, unable to comprehend the depth of your strength, the precision of your actions, the ferocity of your will. They will look at you and wonder where you came from, how you rose so quickly, how you became so powerful, so unstoppable. But you will know the truth. You will know that your silence was the blade they never expected. You will know that every moment of stillness, every moment of restraint was the foundation of your victory. Your silence is the key to your freedom. It is the key to your success. It is the key to your destiny. And when you understand this, when you truly embrace the power of your silence, nothing can stop you. You will walk through life with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth, who knows their power, and who knows that they do not need to shout to be heard. Your silence will speak for you. Your silence will make them tremble. Your silence will carve your path to greatness. So, do not be afraid of the silence. Do not let the world make you feel that you must fill every moment with words, with noise, with distractions. Embrace the silence. Let it be your ally, your strength, your weapon. In that silence, you will find your true power. In that silence, you will find your true purpose. And when the time comes, when the moment is right, you will strike with a force that will leave the world in awe. Remember this. Your silence is not a weakness. It is the blade they never expected. And when you wield it, you will be unstoppable. Let that thought echo within you for a moment. Feel its weight. Feel the power in those words. It is not a boast. It is not a promise. It is a truth that only those who understand the depth of their own silence can truly appreciate. You see, most people mistake noise for power. They mistake action for strength, and they mistake volume for influence. But in truth, the loudest voice in the room is often the weakest. The one who has to scream the loudest to be heard is often the one who knows deep down that their words are hollow. They're trying to fill the emptiness with sound, with chaos, with constant chatter, to mask their fear and their insecurity. But you know something different. You know that true power doesn't need to scream for attention. It doesn't need to make a sound to be felt. True power is in the stillness, in the silence, in the calm before the storm. And in that stillness, you find clarity, you find purpose, you find a space where the distractions of the world are stripped away, leaving only your raw potential. This is where the warriors are forged, in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when no one is cheering you on. This is where the real battle is fought, not on the battlefield of public opinion, not in the realm of empty conversations and fleeting applause, but in the depths of your own mind, in the heart of your own soul. It is here that you realize that your silence is the most potent weapon in your arsenal. And when you wield it, when you master it, you become a force of nature that nothing can stand in the way of. The world will try to push you, try to pull you into their drama, their noise, their distractions. But you have already learned the art of the silence. You have already realized that by staying quiet, by remaining still, you gain control over your emotions, your actions, and your fate. You do not need to react to every provocation, to every insult, to every challenge. That's what they want. They want you to fall into their traps, to lose your focus, to waste your energy on meaningless battles. They want you to be just another participant in the noise, just another pawn in the game. But you are not a pawn. You are the master of your own destiny, the architect of your own future. And you know that the best way to silence the chaos around you is to silence the chaos within you. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. You do not need to explain your worth, your dreams, your goals. You are here to create, not to validate. Your silence is a declaration. It is the strongest statement you can make in a world that is constantly begging for your attention. Think about it for a moment. What does silence allow you to do? It allows you to think, to plan, to strategize, to act with intention and precision. While others are shouting and scrambling for their moment of fame, you are working in the background, quietly laying the foundation for something far greater than they can imagine. You are observing, learning, analyzing. You are gathering information, waiting for the right moment to strike. You know that action without strategy is chaos. You know that noise without purpose is meaningless. And so, you remain silent, not because you are afraid, not because you are unsure, but because you understand the power that silence holds. You understand that every moment of stillness is a step closer to your ultimate victory. It is not about doing more. It is not about being seen, being recognized, or being admired. It is about doing what needs to be done with precision, with focus, and with a clear sense of purpose. It is about cutting through the distractions, the noise, the opinions, and moving forward with a sense of calm determination. In the end, it is not the loudest who win. It is the quietest, the ones who know how to wait, how to bide their time, how to strike when the time is right. You are not here to play by anyone's rules but your own. You are not here to follow the crowd, to conform to expectations, or to live up to anyone's idea of what you should be. You are here to break free from the noise, to redefine success on your own terms, and to move through the world with the quiet power that comes from knowing who you are and where you are going. Your silence is not an act of surrender. It is not an act of passivity. It is not an act of fear. It is an act of control. You control when you speak. You control when you act. You control when you make your move. And when you do, when you finally break your silence, it will be with such force, with such precision, that no one will be able to ignore you. No one will be able to doubt your strength, your purpose, your vision. They will look at you and wonder where you came from, how you rose so quickly, how you became so unstoppable. But they will never understand the power of your silence. They will never see the hours of work, the moments of solitude, the sacrifices that you made in the quiet hours when no one was watching. They will never see the battles you fought in silence, the demons you faced in the darkness, the strength you built when no one believed in you. And that is what will make your victory all the more powerful. Because when you rise, when you succeed, when you achieve greatness, it will be on your terms. It will be because you understood that silence is not an absence of strength, but a presence of it. You will stand as proof that the world doesn't have to hear your every move to know your power. They will feel it when you arrive. They will see it in the results you produce. They will witness it in the legacy you leave behind. And when that day comes, when you finally unveil the fruits of your silence, the world will know that you were never weak. You were never passive. You were never complacent. You were simply waiting for the right moment to strike. And when you did so with an intensity, with a focus, with a power that could not be denied. But you must remember this: silence is not something that can be forced. It cannot be faked. It is not about holding back because you are afraid to speak or act. It is about knowing when to speak, when to act, and when to remain still. It is about recognizing that your worth does not need to be validated by anyone else. It is about understanding that your silence is a choice, a conscious decision to retain control over yourself, over your environment, and over your destiny. Every time you choose silence, you are choosing your power. Every time you refrain from reacting, from engaging in meaningless battles, from wasting your energy on things that do not serve you, you are becoming stronger. Every time you remain calm in the face of adversity, you are fortifying your resolve, sharpening your mind, and preparing yourself for the challenges ahead. And when the time comes, when you finally decide to break your silence, the world will know that it was not a moment of weakness, but a moment of strength. The world will know that you have been waiting for this moment, preparing for this moment, and that nothing will stop you from achieving your goals. You will be unstoppable, not because you have the loudest voice, but because you have the most powerful presence. You will be unstoppable because you understand the power of silence, the power of patience, the power of control. And when you strike, when you make your move, the world will tremble at the force of your will, the depth of your purpose, and the strength of your silence. So remember, my Alpha family, when they look at you and question your silence, when they try to push you, provoke you, make you react, just smile. Smile because you know something they do not. Smile because you know that your silence is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. Smile because you know that when the time comes, when the moment is right, you will rise up, you will break the silence, and you will be unstoppable. You will walk through life with the unwavering confidence of someone who knows their own worth, their own strength, and their own purpose. Nothing will stand in your way, because when you have mastered the art of silence, you have unlocked the true power that lies within you. You see, in this world, people are constantly scrambling for recognition, validation, and the fleeting rewards that come with external acknowledgement. They shout to be heard, they compete to be seen, they exhaust themselves in an attempt to convince others of their worth. But you have chosen a different path, a path that does not require you to scream to be heard, to fight for attention, or to chase after the applause of the world. You understand that true power lies not in what you say, but in what you do. It lies not in how loud you shout, but in the impact you make. It lies not in seeking validation from the outside world, but in cultivating a quiet, unshakable confidence from within. You are a force, a silent storm, a shadow that moves unnoticed, but with relentless strength. When you choose silence, you choose the high road. You choose the road that is less traveled because it is difficult, because it demands more patience, more discipline, more self-control. The world is full of distractions, full of voices, full of noise. It pulls at you from all sides, trying to drag you into its madness. Everyone around you wants you to react, to engage, to enter the chaos. They want you to fight, to argue, to prove your point. But you refuse. You know that engaging in their noise will only keep you tethered to their chaos. It will only serve to drain your energy, to waste your time, to move you further away from your true purpose. Your silence is your shield, your sanctuary from the world's distractions. It is the calm before the storm. There will be many who will try to provoke you, who will try to draw you into their game. They will try to bait you, test your patience, push your buttons, hoping to see a reaction. They want to see you lose your composure. They want to see you fall, to stumble, to give in to their manipulations. But you must not. You must remain strong, centered, and unwavering. In those moments, you will find your true power. It is in the moments when you are pushed to your limits, when the world is trying to provoke you, when they are hoping to break you, that you must choose to remain silent. And in that silence, you will find your strength. It is there, in the stillness, that you will find the peace that allows you to respond, not with reaction, but with purpose. You will realize that the world does not dictate how you feel, how you respond, or what you do. You are in control, and in that control, you become unstoppable. Silence is not the absence of power. It is the presence of an internal force that cannot be shaken, moved, or manipulated. It is the ability to hold your ground even when the world is pushing against you. It is the ability to remain calm in the midst of chaos, to remain steady when everyone else is panicking, to remain focused when the world around you is distracted. In those moments, when the storm rages and the noise grows louder, you will be the one who remains firm. You will be the one who stands tall, unbothered, unshaken, because you understand the power of silence. You understand that it is not about reacting to every little thing that happens around you. It is about responding when the time is right. It is about being in control, not being controlled. The world will try to make you feel small, insignificant, irrelevant. It will try to convince you that if you are not constantly speaking, if you are not always pushing, if you are not always striving for the next big thing, then you are not successful. But you know better. You know that success is not defined by the noise you make. It is defined by the impact you have. Success is not about how loud you can scream, how much attention you can grab, or how many followers you have. It is about how deeply you can impact the lives of those around you, how much you can give without expecting anything in return, how much you can create without seeking external validation. You are not here to prove anything to anyone. You are here to create something that is meaningful, something that will last. And in that pursuit, your silence becomes your greatest ally. The path of silence is not an easy one. It requires strength, It requires resilience, and it requires unwavering discipline. There will be moments when you will feel the pull of the world, when you will feel the temptation to react, to speak up, to prove your worth. There will be moments when you will want to scream out in frustration, to lash out in anger, to fight back. But those are the moments that will test you. Those are the moments when your silence will be your greatest strength. When you choose silence, you choose to rise above the noise. You choose to rise above the chaos. You choose to rise above the petty arguments, the meaningless distractions, and the shallow conversations that consume so many people's lives. You choose to rise above the opinions of others, to rise above the judgments, the criticisms, and the expectations that others place upon you. You are not here to conform. You are here to create, to innovate, to lead. And you will not let the noise of the world distract you from your path. The noise is everywhere. It is in the news, on social media, in the opinions of strangers, in the judgments of those around you. It is in the opinions of friends and family who want to tell you who you should be, what you should do, how you should live. It is in the demands of society, the pressures to conform, to fit in, to live a life that others deem worthy. But you know better. You know that true power lies not in fitting in, but in standing out. True power lies not in doing what everyone else is doing, but in doing what you know is right for you. And when you remain silent, when you block out the noise, when you refuse to let the world dictate your actions, you become unstoppable. In a world that is obsessed with instant gratification, with noise, with distraction, you are the anomaly. You are the one who remains calm, who remains patient, who remains focused. And in that calm, in that silence, you are building an empire. You are laying the foundation for something greater than anyone can imagine. You are quietly becoming the person you were always meant to be. And when the time comes, when you are ready to step into the light, the world will be in awe of what you have created. You have the power to change the world. You have the power to change your life. And you have the power to do it all in silence. Your silence is the blade they never expected. It is the weapon they cannot defeat. It is the force they cannot understand. But it is the force that will carry you to the top. You will be unstoppable because you have learned the true art of silence. You have learned the true power that lies within you, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way. So, remember this, my Alpha family. Your silence is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. It is the force that will carry you through the darkest of times, through the toughest of challenges, through the most difficult of battles. And when the time comes, when you finally decide to break your silence, the world will know that you were never just a bystander. You were always the one who was preparing, always the one who was waiting for the right moment to strike. And when you do, nothing will be able to stop you. You will be unstoppable. Keep this in mind as you move forward. The noise may be loud, but it will never drown out the power of your silence. You have already won the battle within, and now, nothing will stop you from winning the war. You will rise, you will conquer, and you will remain unstoppable. In the end, remember this. Your silence is not weakness, but strength. It is your shield, your strategy, your weapon. While the world may be loud and chaotic, you stand firm, unshaken, and unstoppable. You have mastered the art of waiting, of controlling your responses, and of moving with purpose. The world may try to provoke, distract, or undermine you, but it cannot touch the power you hold within. Keep your focus, trust in your strength, and know that when the time comes, your silence will speak louder than any noise ever could. You are unstoppable.